Okay, and welcome to today's presentation on the secret of Jeunesse. So, in this video, we're going to showcase you. It's a webinar, all right, and we're going to showcase you on what are the thing that Jeunesse is trying to solve, all right, so that you guys know where Jeunesse direction is regarding the products on where it's going. Okay, so let's get started. Well, the first thing is you need to know something about Jeunesse. Now, Jeunesse is not in the it's not in the disease business, all right? It is in the health business, all right? So that means we are not about trying to cure disease or anything. We're trying to help people to keep them healthy. So how do we do that? Well, Jeunesse is also not about anti-aging. So a lot of people have this misconception that we're about anti-aging. So as you will see later on, what Jeunesse really is about. Okay, now Jeunesse is about Generation Young. So what exactly is Generation Young? Well, there are two things. There is a young generation and there is Generation Young. So what is young generation? Yeah, as you can see here from the slide, young generation refers to age, chronological age, young generation. Okay, so young generation is here where you've gone from child to adulthood in your 20 plus. Once you're in your 40s and above, we call this older generation. Okay, so old generation and young generation. But what we are concerned right now is we're talking about cellular age, because someone can be at 50 plus and their body inside could be as old as 70 plus, and that's why they could die anytime. And a lot of even my uncle recently went for a checkup, and because of his diabetic background and his health issues, and doctor was surprised that although in his early 50s, when doctor checked and said, you know what, your body is like 70 years old. Is that old? So the most important thing, what we want is what we should be concerned is not our biological age, all right? Someone can be 60 but can be healthier than someone who's in his 40s, right? If his cellular age, the one at 70 cellular age could be at 50s, but the one at 40 cellular age could be at 70 or could be at 60, all right? So that's why cellular age is what Jeunesse is trying to solve, all right? So cellular age is different from your biological age, okay? But how come someone here who's old can feel as strong as someone who's younger? How is that possible? Okay, so that's where Jeunesse is trying to solve this problem. So this is called Generation Young, when you're older but then you feel that you're younger. So how do we do that? Now to do that, we need to understand a little bit about how aging occurs. All right, now we do know that in aging our body is made out of cells. So this is the cell in every of our body. So when our cells age, our body would age. Agree? Right. So we have 16 trillion cells in our body that are aging every single day. So this is our cells, and inside our cells you can see all these X. All these are called our chromosomes. Okay, so this is a view of our chromosome, and in each of our chromosome inside contains two strands of DNA. You know, kind of like two letters that are crossing each other, and then and inside the DNA. Inside our DNA, as you can see inside here, contains our genes, and genes is what that's what we're made of. Okay, genes contain information about us, about our health, our face look like, our eyes look like, our heart look like, every part of our body looks like. It's actually from our genes. All right, so the problem is actually inside our chromosome. So when chromosome has problems, and chromosomes is inside the cells, so your cells will get problems. When cells has problems, you get problems. Okay, so let's look into our chromosomes. So chromosomes contains our DNA, and DNA contains our genes, which is a representation of our health, of everything about us. Good genes, bad genes are all inside there. Okay, and from the genes, the chromosome actually creates us. So we are made out of proteins. So the genes would help to manufacture the proteins. You know, would tell the chromosomes what kind of protein to create, and that creates us. So our whole body is made out of proteins from the chromosome. So the central dogma is that DNA, how it does is that the cell will actually duplicate itself. And so when it duplicates itself through a process called RNA, translate into proteins, which create our bone cells, our muscle cells, and every eye cells, your hair cells, every part of the cells in your body. Okay, so now that you understand that the problem is inside our DNA, so there are three problems that cause us to age. All right, three major causes. So the first thing is our DNA damage. Now, DNA contains our genes. So if our DNA is damaged, our gene is damaged, or the DNA is damaged, therefore turn on the bad genes, that's where bad things happen to people. So how does our DNA get damaged? Well, our DNA is damaged at least 1 million times a day. Can you imagine that? Your DNA is damaged 1 million times a day. So how is that even possible? So next slide. So the environment plays a very important role. The environment, such as the DNA that's damaged from the outside, which is the water that you drink, the pollution, the radiation from your phones, radiation from your TV screen, the toxics that you're drinking, the chemicals, the preservatives, the smoke that you're drinking outside, breathing in every day, the haze that's going on right now, And then the other way is you get damage from the inside. So how does your DNA get damaged from the inside? So there are three things that your DNA gets damaged from the inside. There is oxidation, okay, there's inflammation and glycation. So only three. So I'm going to go through what these three are. The first thing is called oxidation. Now, oxidation, what it does is that when oxidants enters into your cells or your DNA, your molecule or your genes, it would steal and break away one electron. That means, for example, if you have a hand here, your finger here, 5 fingers, someone shot a bullet through one of your finger and your finger is gone. So you're left with only 4 fingers. So that's how the damage occurs. The oxygen will come in and push out one of your hand, your electrons. So one of you is damaged. So that's one way to damage through oxidation. That's why you need to take antioxidants every single day. But why when you are young, you don't have to take antioxidants, which later on I will tell you why. Okay. The second thing is inflammation. So inflammation causes damage to DNA, which is like allergies, or you hurt yourself, swollen or injury, So that causes inflammation. So inflammation causes damage to DNA. That's why inflammation or inflammaging is called inflammaging. Okay. The third thing that causes DNA on inside is glycation. So what is glycation? Glycation is related to sugar. Have you ever walked on a chewing gum before or a bubble gum? And when you walk, you feel it's kind of sticky, it's when you walk, it's uncomfortable. Now imagine this. Imagine your cells are moving around and they're creating proteins, right? We're made out of proteins, right? And the sugars stick your protein together so much so that it cannot effectively create and repair your cells to create new cells because it's all stuck together through sugar. So that's caused the DNA damage. Second thing is that when you take too much sugar, glycation increases skin damage. That is the first thing you will experience, increases skin damage, and you have wrinkles on your face. Okay, so if you want more wrinkles, take more sugar, drink more Coke. Okay, so second is, so what are the consequences of a DNA when the DNA is damaged? Well, imagine this, now that you know that your DNA Y is damaged 1 million times a day, it's because if your cell, one cell is damaged, one DNA cell is damaged, and because the DNA cells would replicate itself, as you can see a picture here, they will split and replicate a new one. So every time it splits and replicate, whenever the cell is damaged, the next cell that replicates and make a copy of itself is a damaged cell. Can you imagine? If your original cell is damaged, the next cell that copied out is damaged. So when you have poor DNA copy, you create imperfect protein. Protein makes up your body, so you have imperfect body, imperfect skin, imperfect eye, imperfect hair and everything, and that's where the aging occurs. Okay, so now we know that the problem is inside our DNA. The good thing about this is that, how come most of the aging problems only occur after 30 years old, and most of the problems you don't occur in terms of health, high blood pressure and all these things don't come before 30, despite whatever rubbish char kway teow you eat when you were in your 20s or when you were young all the way to 30s. Why? Because even though your DNA is damaged 1 million times a day, even though you are young, you're 20, 30, 10, or even younger all the way to 50, although it's attacked 1 million times a day, but your body has a auto maintenance that will repair your DNA by itself. All right, especially when you are sleeping. That's why you need to get enough sleep. The DNA will start to be repaired. There's a DNA maintenance work to repair our 1 million damaged DNA every single day. So whenever your cells is damaged, it will straight away go and repair. Whenever it's damaged, it straight away go and repair. That's the reason why you eat, no matter how much rubbish you take, how much smoke you take before you're 30, usually you still can keep healthy. But after 30, that's where all the problem comes. Why? Because your DNA maintenance after 30 is not as good anymore. That's why even if you smoke more between 20 to 30 years old, you don't age as fast. But when you smoke and you're 30 to 40, you age very fast. Okay, so that's why when people are stressed over their schoolwork, when they are 20 to 30 years old, if they're stressed, they don't look so old. Okay, but when you're 30 to 40, you're stressed in your work, you look very old very fast, right? Because your DNA cannot do its maintenance as well anymore. And when your DNA, when your cells try to do the maintenance, whenever you get damaged 1 million times and it tries to repair, and before it can repair, the cells cannot wait for the repair to finish first before it will replicate the imperfect one. So your DNA is trying to repair. So when before it can repair, because the repair slow down after 30, right? So before it can even repair finish, it'll replicate already. So you start having an imperfect copy of DNA. So that's when you get health problems. Okay, when your DNA is being affected. So the second thing cause of aging. So we learned the first cause is DNA damage. Second is called telomere shortening. Now, have you ever heard what a telomere is? Now, a telomere is the protective caps of your chromosome. What do you imagine this? Sorry. Imagine that I believe you have tied shoelaces before, right? Imagine your shoelace has a cap. Now, your shoelace has a plastic cap. When your plastic cap loses its cap, all right, which is the plastic cap, when the plastic cap finishes off, all right, when you take out the plastic cap from the shoelace, what happens to your shoelace? Your shoelace becomes frills and is gone. So basically, same. The chromosome, the telomere, which is at the tip of your chromosome, is the one that protects your chromosome from dying, which means keeps your chromosome together from the DNA from being damaged. Because the moment your cap is out, just like your shoelace is out, your whole shoelace is spoiled already. Same case. When your telomere, the whole telomere on top, the cap is gone, the whole thing will be destroyed. And when the chromosomes are destroyed, your cells is destroyed, your body is destroyed. Okay? So this man found out why. Why does your telomere get destroyed? Well, he found out that every time your cells split, all right, your telomere on your chromosomes gets shorter and shorter and shorter, and the maximum it can divide is up to 70 times. So 50 to 70 times your cells will die. So after replicating 70 times, your cells will die because you've got no more telomere already, and that's where apoptosis occur. Apoptosis, the meaning means your cell die. Okay, self-destruct. So why? Why does this happen? Well, he found out that as we age, especially after 30, every time your cells replicate, you can see the replicate 1 become 2, 2 become 4, and every time it replicates, your telomere gets shorter and shorter and shorter. And according to the scientists, if we have no radiation and no DNA damage, anything at all, we still would die a natural death. And to die a natural death is because our chromosome just naturally, okay, whether you're healthy or not healthy, will get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So the maximum you can live up to, according to scientists, after the measuring of the duplication of the shortening of the telomere, it takes about 120 years for it to completely die. That means the telomere completely no more caps. All right, so that's why human beings, the maximum you can live is up to 120 years old. And that's why your telomere will determine how long you can live. And right now in the States, there are already companies, insurance companies that take your blood, your so-called your blood samples, and then they will measure your telomere. If telomere is long, well, you may have to pay more money for your insurance. If the telomere is short, then you pay lesser. Okay, so this is what happens when your telomere shortens. And I'm going to show you a video of what happens to your cell when your telomere starts to shorten. So this is what happens. Okay, your cells will start to age. Okay, that's when your telomere shortens. Okay, next. The third thing that causes aging is called stem cells. So to understand a little bit of stem cells, what stem cells are, think of stem cells as the one that builds our house and build our body, right? That's why you can see the hands over here. You can see all their hands here building. So what do they do exactly, and where do stem cells come from? Well, everything starts in life when a sperm enters the woman's egg and creates the first stem cells called zygote. So this is the first stem cells. That's why the origin of us is stem cells. And that's why stem cells is so important, because we are all created from the first stem cell. All right, that's the origin. Okay, and from the stem cells, within 7 days, your stem cells will create adult stem cells. And remember, our product Luminous is using adult stem cell technology. And from adult stem cells, it will create all kinds of cells. From adult stem cells, it will create your heart cells, your circulatory system, your nervous system, your immune system. So that's where every one of us are created from stem cells. So stem cells are very important because we need fresh cells to replace old cells all the time. We need fresh cells all our life, in fact. So the stem cells will create the fresh cells. The stem cells will create the nerve cells, the liver cells, even our blood cells. Our blood cells will also die, right? So they need stem cells are the one that create the new cells. So are stem cells important if it's the one that creates you? Obviously. So stem cells also got DNA, right? And stem cells also get DNA damage, right? So the maintenance of your stem cells is also very important, and it's one of the main key to longevity as well. So now that we understand three things that causes aging, one is DNA damage, second is the telomere, and third is the stem cells, which is the builder of your body. Okay, so is longevity really possible for us? So the longest that is it really possible for us? Now, if you actually did a study online, you go and check, in the 1900s, the average lifespan of human being was at 42. Now, the average lifespan of human being is 82 years, 82, all right? That means every day, without knowing why, our life is extending 6 hours every single day. We're not sure, because maybe of the improved the healthcare and the technology that we have, and with the products that Jeunsee has, I'm sure we can do better. And can we extend our longevity? Is there one single magic pill? Not that we know of, that there's no one single magic pill, because if you can help with stem cells, you still need help with DNA damage, and you still need help with telomere. Because even your stem cells repair, your telomere gets shorting, you still die anyway. So, can we do that? Now, the world record is 122 years old. Can we do better? Which is exactly what the telomere tells you, right? Without any disease or anything, 120 is the max. So that's why the world record is still at 122. Now, yes, we believe that we have found the solution in Jeunsee. All right, that's why we call youth enhancement system. So what is the solution? Well, the solution is actually inside our DNA. So the target is in our DNA with our products over here. So all our three products, Reserve, Finity, and AMPM, helps to solve these three problems that we're facing today: the DNA damage, telomere shortening, as well as the stem cell being destroyed. Okay, so first thing we talk about Reserve. Now, what does Reserve do? Reserve contains 8 super antioxidants. All right, so inside there, resveratrol has a secret. Okay, inside there contains not just antioxidants but also contains resveratrol. So let me help you understand a little bit of what resveratrol. Now, resveratrol was first discovered in grapes. Okay, and it is based on this theory called calorie restriction theory. Now, how we started finding out about resveratrol was that for a long time, scientists has been biology scientists has been testing on human beings and animals. They started with fruit fly first, and they tried to see whether if they restrict the calorie, that means food intake of the fly, by a certain percentage, would that actually increase their lifespan? That means would they live longer? And it's been proven across millions and millions of studies, not just on flies, but on sheep, on dogs, on animals, all the way to human beings. They have started across the whole broad of race, the whole human race, the whole animal race, and millions of studies have really been done. You can Google them, calorie restriction theory, and they found out that when human beings eat 40% less, you can live 30% longer. Wow, I didn't know that. So now I'll eat lesser. But is that really applicable to human being? Can you really eat less, like maybe 1 carrot, 1 cabbage, and 1 tomato a day? You'll be dying of starvation, right? So is that really possible? It is. It has already been achieved, and centenarians are people who live more than 100 years old have achieved that, and you can find them in California and some Japan islands, some Italy islands, some islands away from the city. People who don't live in the city area, they have, and they eat a lot. But the problem is, why does calorie restriction increase longevity? Why? And this is where David Sinclair from Harvard University did a study, and he found out why. And he found out that when human beings starve, or with any actually animal starve, okay, that means when they don't have enough food, you know what happens? You know that we have genes, right? We have dormant genes. Every genes are not being turned on. We have good genes and bad genes. So when good genes are being turned on, something will happen to us. Good things happen to us. So there are some good genes that turn on, but only emergency. That means when you are having some health problems, or when you're having some starving, when you're starving, there are 2 genes that get turned on, sirtuin-1 and sirtuin-3. All right, these 2 genes turn on, and when these 2 genes get turned on, your immune system, everything start to get boosted. everything, your heart works better, everything works better. It just start to kick up. That's like the emergency button. Okay, so basically, but is that really possible? Can we do calorie restriction without eating to activate the gene? So which is not possible for human being, for a lot of people actually. Okay, so what he found out was that he found out there's an ingredient, polyphenols in the red wine, which contains resveratrol that will activate the gene, and therefore it can mimic calorie restriction. So when it activates that gene and calorie restriction, everything starts to boost up in your body. All right. So it is an antioxidant. So let me ask you, do you get damaged 1 million times a day, every day through oxidations? Every day, 1 million times? Yes, you do. So let me ask you, since you're getting oxidation every day, do you need to take antioxidants every day? Yes, you do. If you are above 30, do you need to take even more antioxidants every day, since your DNA is damaged faster before it can be even repaired? Yes, you need every day. So you need to take reserve every single day. All right. So that's why reserve is good to maintain your body to prevent oxidation. Second, what reserve does is that it will increase your memory. All right. Reserve will also reduce your fat cells. So when you weigh yourself, weighing machine is not a good measurement. Measure your fat cells. Okay. Resveratrol would also boost energy and endurance in muscle cells. It's been proven to do that. It's also been proven to enhance muscle strength, and also proven to decrease fatigue, and also increase coordination. Okay, so that's the good things about reserve, and therefore, of course, at the end, it will enhance longevity. Okay, now, one disclaimer I must say, although I say proven, all right, proven means proven for the majority. There are some people who take reserve which are not suitable for them. For example, some people are allergic to fruits like blueberries, so they have allergies, so it may not be suitable to them. Some people may find it a little bit too heaty, they may have to drink more water. Some people take a few drops, it may not be suitable for them, just like Panadol may not be suitable for every single body, okay, every single body. But is it proven to work? Yes, it is. Is antibiotics suitable for everybody? Not everyone. That's why doctors always ask you whether you have drug allergies. Drugs, some of them have proven to work, but not suitable for everybody as well. So you got to try for yourself to know. As long as you're not allergic to any of those fruits, most of the time, most people take it's good. Okay. Second is we have a product which can lengthen your telomere, and no one in the world has a product that can do that. So for me to explain to you how this product came about, that's when I will tell you the story. Okay. But because Infinity contains a product called astragalus root, which contains the ingredient that will activate your telomerase, and therefore it will lengthen back your telomere. So maybe a little bit confused now, just wait for a while. Okay, I will tell you the telomerase story now. This won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2009-2010 because they discovered something that can actually lengthen back your telomere called a telomerase, which is an enzyme. But how did they discover that? Well, so a lot of scientists have been studying for the last 10 to 20 to 25 years. How come every time the telomere gets shortened, gets split up, it gets shorter and shorter, and how come we cannot live forever? So they've been checking our cells, and what they've been doing is that they've been looking at all kinds of cells to see which cells in our body, or even in animals or anyone, the telomere doesn't get shortened, and how comes it gets shortened. And then by accident, they found there's one cell that the telomere never gets shortened and can live forever. And these are the germinal cells. And germinal cells can live forever. Why? Because their telomere never gets shortened. And you know what are germinal cells? They are your sperm cells. Okay? So the good news is the key to living forever, could it be inside our sperm, since our sperm can live forever under controlled environment. Like if you froze them, or if you put them into an environment free of bacteria or everything, the sperm can live forever. So why can sperm live forever? Because their telomere can never get shortened. And why does the telomere never get shortened? Here's why they discovered. They discovered that inside your telomere, right? Inside your sperm cells contains a enzyme called telomerase, which will lengthen back your telomere every time your telomere gets shortened. So I'm going to show you an animation of how it works. So you can see from here, that the telomere gets shortened. Every time your telomere, this is your telomere, every time it gets shortened, your telomerase will put the sequence back onto the telomerase, therefore lengthening back your telomere, even though it's shortening. So I'll show you an animation of this. So when your telomere, your telomere gets replaced back, shortened back, increased back in length, it will start increasing. Your telomere will start lengthening it back, as you can see from this animation. Okay, and what happened is that this is the animation to show you how it works. Whoops. Okay, this is how it works. Next one, sorry. Okay, so in this video you will see as the telomerase, your chromosome will activate a telomerase that will activate your telomere to be restored back. Okay, and that's why your sperm cells never die. And we found out that there is and when your telomere grow back, here's what happens. Your cells start to rejuvenate and come alive again, and it will start to replicate healthily like a healthy cells. Okay, and Finity is the only product on the planet in the history of mankind that can safely lengthen back your telomere. And when you lengthen back your telomere, can you imagine what happens? Your energy improve, your focus improve, your memory improve, your vision improve, your sleep improve, your bones improve, your libido improve, your joints improve, your wound healing improve, your weight control improve, and there are countless benefits. All right, of people taking Finity. Right, Finity, no one in the world has it, so that's why we are so excited about what Finity is going to do for mankind. All right, and if you can get your hands on Finity, please grab it. Okay, for your family members. Even if you're 30 years and above, maybe you can take Finity to prevent your telomere from shortening. Okay, and you take 2 in the morning, all right, and 2 in the evening. Very simple. Okay, the second is AM/PM. AM/PM products does a few things. Okay, it does DNA repair. It also helps with telomerase activation, which lengthens back your telomere, but it's not as good as Finity. Finity grows back even faster. Okay, and it will do calorie restriction activator. So when you take together with reserve, it's complementary. It will actually helps you to speed up weight loss as well. And it also will help to do your DNA maintenance. Remember, I told you after 30 years old, why you age, because your DNA, why you get age and you get health problems, is because your DNA cannot repair itself as good as well anymore. So it needs nutrients to actually repair the DNA. So AM/PM provides the nutrients to repair your DNA, and therefore it will also repair your stem cells, because the stem cells inside contains chromosome as well. So it will repair your stem cells, and when you repair your stem cells, repair your cells, and that's why you need AM/PM. And one of the benefits of AM/PM is that this first step is that nutritional loading. Straight away your cells would be given the nutrients to repair the DNA. Okay, either stem cells or whether it's your normal cells or any cells in your body. Okay, and what it does is that it will also improve ATP production in mitochondria. What's mitochondria? Mitochondria is the battery in your cells. Do you know that all your cells got battery? All right, just like our body, right? Where's our battery? Our battery is our heart. So your cells battery is a mitochondria. So it increase the mitochondrial production and therefore increase the cells, the energy in your cells, all right, to work better. And the first thing you will realize is that AM/PM, you'll find that your skin, all right, will get smoother, more hydrated and firm. This is the first thing you see when you look at your skin when you take AM/PM. Okay, it will give you more energy throughout the day. As you can see, people who age, usually in the daytime they feel more awake, but at the nighttime they start getting sleepy. In the daytime they get sleepy, in the nighttime they find it difficult to sleep. And when you don't have enough sleep, your DNA cannot repair. And when your DNA cannot repair, and not even worse than that, is that when you age, your DNA cannot repair, and yet it cannot repair as well anymore. So a lot of people thought they take the healthy, they just live healthily, eat healthy food is good enough. And that's the reason why even when people take healthy food, they still get disease. So that's why nutrition is, this AM/PM is still a very important role. It helps you to get more sleep, helps you to do the DNA repair, because no amount of food you take can help you with your DNA maintenance to work better. All right, so this supplement actually helps you, AM/PM, to improve your DNA maintenance, and will have less mental fatigue, better sleep, better energy, better defense. You will improve your body composition, less body fat. It will give you more positive mood and fewer mood swings. Okay, it will improve your resistance towards cold and flu. And of course, it would long-term benefit. It would have healthy longevity. Okay, this is the long-term benefits. Take 2 in the morning after food, and take 2 in the night just before you sleep. Okay, and then that last thing is that, well, if our body is repairing by itself with all the 3 products that we have, we also need to clear our body detox. All right, imagine this. Okay, you want to go into your house to do a renovation. You see the house is getting dirty. You go in. Do you straight away go in and start painting over it? No, the first thing you do is you go in the house to clean first. You spring clean the house, then you go in and do the painting. Correct? So imagine our reserve AM, PM, Infinity goes in to do the painting. But before they go in and do the painting, so that there's no dirt left behind, is to go in and do a detox. And Propectin is a safe alternative to do detox. Okay? So how safe is it? Well, as you can see, all our products are from nature. All right? So the technology is being discovered using nanotechnologies, because the molecules that are needed to detox in our body are so small. They are nano molecules that are only found on green apples, and these green apples, these molecules are called pectin, that can only be found in apples produced in Poland. And that's why the company has to patent the process, and it's a 6-step patented process, right, to extract this out. So what does pectin do? Well, it's a natural detox. What has been proven to do is been proven to safely remove heavy metals from your body, right? And also safely remove radiation from your body, like your phones and all the radiation that you cannot be taken out from body. No way you can take out the radiation except for Propectin. Okay, it will help you to regulate healthy blood glucose level, help you to regulate your insulin, your cortisol, and your blood sugar. That's why a lot of people who have diabetes take Propectin, their sugar level actually drop. Okay, it will help to increase your good cholesterol and reduce your bad cholesterol. Your LDL cholesterol will drop and your HDL will actually increase. Okay, and Propectin is the only product that's ever endorsed by Dr. Michael Nobel, who is the co-founder of the Nobel Charitable Trust and a relative of Alfred Nobel and the founder of the Nobel Prizes. All right, all the medical prizes in the world that are won by famous doctors, he's from the family and he gives the Nobel Peace Prize. So this guy has never endorsed a single product in his entire life, and he invented also the MRI machine. Bro, so he will not lend his reputation to anything that is not proven to work and has not been proven to help humanity, as the chairman and the co-founder of the Nobel Charitable Trust. Okay, so in conclusion, the problem that we know now in health problems and aging, everything is inside our DNA. Since the solution is inside our DNA, can we unlock that solution? In Jeunsee, we have done that, and we have already achieved that with reserve, with AMPM, with Infinity, and with a detox called Propectin. So if you take all 4, that's why all these 4 makes up the whole system. So in Jeunsee, if we can keep one cell healthy, imagine what we can do for the next 60 trillion cells in our body. Okay, and if you do not already know, Jeunsee is a gold mine. So I hope to see you guys later on in the next part of the training, and I hope you learned something new today about what Jeunsee ultimately the main goal of the product is trying to accomplish. And I'll see you, and God bless.